want to thank everybody for coming today. We're here to support the American Jobs Act and more funding for transportation for both West Virginia and America. We have a serious transportation infrastructure problem in this country and in West Virginia. Our roads are crumbling, our bridges are crumbling, and we need to put people back to work. We need both the American Jobs Act and long-term transportation funding to make this work. The American Jobs Act will provide desperately needed funding right now to rebuild our infrastructure. This speaker later today will talk about the Dick Henderson Bridge up here that's going to be rebuilt. It's going to create a lot of jobs, and we'd like to see this happening all over West Virginia. In contrast, the House Transportation Committee released an outline this summer to cut transportation funding by a third. That would kill 5,000 jobs here in West Virginia. We don't need this type of job killer. Also, Representative Capito has released a bill that proposes to drill offshore oil for funding roads in West Virginia and the rest of the country. But that's too little too late, because this money won't be available for 3 or 4 years. We need the funding now. We need to put people to work now.
How important is this Jobs Act to you guys?
It's extremely important. You know, we have an unemployment rate nationwide of over 9%. In West Virginia, it's over 8%. We have thousands of construction workers in the state that are unemployed. And infrastructure projects will put those people to work. And it's not just make a job thing. It's a badly needed economic development tool, plus safety. Children travel over bridges like this every day. This bridge is 77 years old. The weight limit has been lowered on it because of the structural deficiencies. Are we going to wait until bridges start falling down and taking school buses with them? The time to act is now. Let's get Congress to pass a Jobs Act, which will provide $50 billion for infrastructure projects, which is a small part of what we have to do, but at least it's a beginning.
Some people say the bill is dead in the water. It's never going to go anywhere.
Well, unfortunately, with the political climate today, that may be true. But it's time for Congress and Congress people to start acting like grown-ups. Work together and represent the people you're supposed to represent. Let's rebuild our country, create jobs, which will get us out of this financial situation.
Now, this project here will not be affected by no matter, this one's paid for, but other bridge projects would be in jeopardy.
Exactly. The Department of Highways is going to put this project out for bid this week or next, and the bid date is December 13th, and construction will probably start soon after.
Wants to work. West Virginia wants to work. And today I'd like to express a few things about the President's Jobs Act. And here in West Virginia, as a result of passage of the Jobs Act, we would see a major investment in infrastructure. And to give you some idea, we would see $236 billion, creating 3,100 local jobs on highways, bridges, and other infrastructure projects in West Virginia should the President's Jobs Act pass Congress. We'll see $161,200,000 creating 2,100 local jobs in modernizing our schools. Again, we would see $20 million dedicated to rebuilding our communities, the buildings that we currently see boarded up and in disrepair. We'd see $15,400,000 dedicated to modernizing our community colleges that provide so much needed education to the adult worker to be prepared for future jobs in the 21st century. I think at least we need to look at putting people back to work as a top priority. We've got a jobs deficit. No one can look at where we're at in a consumer-based economy and believe that having workers sit at home hoping to find a job, a good solution to our deficit crisis as we talk about our budget. Jobs, that's what it's about. The AFL-CIO has suggestions as how to address this problem, and I'd like to share with you. Our jobs plan says we need to rebuild our infrastructure. We need to revive U.S. manufacturing, bring jobs back to America. We need to do work in communities that need done. Some of our communities are in desperate need of help. Buildings are literally crumbling. Water systems are failing. Maybe even worse yet, our schools are deteriorating to a point we need to rebuild our communities. We need to extend unemployment benefits to those that haven't had the opportunity to work. That money goes back in our economy. And we need to reform Wall Street so that Main Street becomes the focus, not Wall Street brokers and rich bankers.
Do you think this bill has a realistic chance of passing? We're hearing all kinds of things that maybe it doesn't from both sides.
I do believe it has a realistic chance of passing. As the president during the Great Depression, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, found, there's nothing that's as important to America than work and security. And I think that we need to get the message out that the president's America Wants to Work Jobs Act provides both work and security.
Where are you with your congressional delegation? You've got 2 Republicans, a Democrat in Congress, and 2 Democrats in the Senate.
Yes, I do believe that at the end of the day, our 2 senators, I'm hopeful that Senator Manchin will in fact join with Senator Rockefeller in support. Congressman Ray Hall is supportive of creating jobs. Now we have the task of citizens, voting citizens, of convincing our congressional representatives in Capito and McKinley to understand completely that investing in workers is a darn good investment in America.
So Senator Manchin is not quite has not quite signed on for this thing yet.
I don't think he's quite there yet, but I'm very hopeful that in the near future he will.